Right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to our first ASCCA Clubs Forum for 2026. I'm so excited to see so many of you here. I'd like to acknowledge that I'm coming to you from the Noongar Nation in the south coast of Western Australia today and welcome you all. I would like to acknowledge that we've got Deborah here and our outgoing president, Jen Wilcox. So if you want to pop your camera on, Jen, and say hi to everyone.
I thought everyone was lip readers.
Right, very good. So what we might do today is kick off with the presentation, and then that should leave us some good time for a chat after the fact, if that's okay for everybody. So quick show of hands, like popping your hands up or using your virtual hands. Are you here because it's the first one for the year, or are you here because of the topic? Hands up for the topic. Yeah. Yeah, very good. Okay, excellent. Hands up for it's the first one of the year and you've missed everyone. Very good. A bit of both. Excellent. So we're very excited to have you all here. Now, we are going to be talking about AI videos and misinformation online. So basically, I'm going to try and show you a few things, and I want you to tell me if you think that they're real or not. Basically, I want to that's the wrong word. I want to encourage you all to look at everything you see with that critical eye these days, because pretty much guarantee that it's going to be harder and harder and harder to spot the fakes. So first of all, who is confident that they can spot a deep fake? Can anyone? No? Yeah. John, you're confident. Sally, you're not confident?
Confident, I think.
Okay. Do you like this picture of Jen and I? You think that's a real picture?
No, it's a fake.
Yeah. You'd not get Jenny up on the bridge, she reckoned. What has sparked that as a fake for you, John?
The outlines of the two women.
Yeah.
And well, basically the outlines. I can't explain it, but it doesn't seem real.
Okay. Yep.
Interesting.
It's back to front, kind of, isn't it? But for someone who didn't know Sydney very well, like me, I would look at that and go, oh yeah, that doesn't look too bad. But I created that one the other day based on a picture that Jen and I took last year and just said, create a picture of these two women standing on top of Sydney Harbour Bridge. It should be photorealistic. I think it's done okay. There's no hands in there. Hands are usually a good way of judging whether it's correct or not. So yeah, it's just one of those things. You can describe anything these days, and it can come out not just as a photo, but as a very convincing video. So let me take us back to the videos that I wanted to show you. There's one in particular. Right, ready?
In this video, we're revisiting a video we made a few months ago, this time with VO 3.1.
Artificial intelligence, or AI, can make fake things seem very real, just like everything in this video.
Evening. Tonight's show is all about how deep fakes are getting easier to create and harder to spot. But don't take our word for it. With us now live on the phone,
someone you may think you recognize.
Thanks for having me. Look, I wanted to come on Floyd Bishop's YouTube channel here and try to get the word out about how easy it is to fake things. Be sure to like and subscribe, by the way. It's super easy to fake things, folks. Very easy. A lot of people don't know that. In 2025, are you kidding me? This is the easiest it's ever been. The tech is progressing faster and faster. I love AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Just kidding. I'm fake.
These miracle hearing aids are only $14.99 today. Click the link below and order now. Nope, I'm fake, just like these hearing aids.
We just need to confirm your Medicare number to update your benefits for this year. No, not really.
Congratulations! You've just won $1 million. You just have to pay the small claiming fee today. Nope, I'm fake.
We're raising funds for a sick parishioner. Can you send me some gift cards? Don't do it. I'm fake.
Can you believe these tickets are so cheap?
No. No. They're not cheap. They're fake, just like all of this. Completely made up.
Most of these scams only work if you respond quickly and without thinking. Don't fall for it. Take a moment to assess the situation.
Videos will be made and shared in the hopes of getting people to do things or feel a certain way. Be careful.
We're collecting donations for wildfire victims. Can we count on you? Nope. I'm fake.
It looks like I'm gonna steal something, huh? Nope. This is all fake.
They can make me say anything. For example, I don't know my rear end from a hole in the ground. See what I mean, folks?
Did you know the candidate kicks puppies?
Nope. That's fake. And so are we.
Pretty convincing, some of them, if you looked quickly, aren't they? Yeah. There's a few little bits in there that you can look at. So the fire lady, the firefighter, her logo was a bit distorted, and there's the newsreader, her hands on the desk were a little bit weird. There are a few too many fingers in there if you looked quickly. So there are subtle little signs, but if you caught that on the screen and you weren't sort of paying attention, it would be quite convincing, I think. It's getting harder and harder to spot those fakes, so it's up to us to view everything with a critical eye. I think the biggest takeaway from this is think it's fake by default. Question everything. And I think that's the part that we need to go and share with our members, is that you need to think everything is fake by default, because it's getting increasingly difficult. The news this morning was just talking about one of our girls' schools in Perth who are removing all of the publicly available images of their students, because a little bit of video with their voice in and their likeness can be used to duplicate them and make them do and say anything in a video. So it's getting to the point where you need to be very, very wary of anything that you see. And so there's a few tips and hints that we can put in place for ourselves and our families, that if they call you for help urgently and it's not a recognized number or anything. Has anyone seen those texts? That was the precursor to this. Mum, I've lost my phone. Can you send me some money? You know, so perhaps have a conversation with your family offline and set a family password or something like that that you can use to ask them, something that wouldn't be able to be found online, something that wouldn't be easily guessed online, because I fear that the algorithms are getting smart enough that they might sort of guess at those things and have a good chance of getting them right as well. So making sure that we've had those conversations with our family and putting some protocols in place family-wise, so that if you get a video call or a phone call or a text message, you've got something around there. So basically they are using little bits and pieces of data to create a likeness of somebody or something. So usually if something sounds too good to be true, it is. That's the old adage that's been, around for a long time, hasn't it? So basically deep fake equals deep learning plus fake. So computer-made media that can mimic real people. So key point is seeing someone's face in a video doesn't prove that it's real these days. So, yeah, sadly. So we've had some examples over here in WA, quite a famous one of our Premier Roger Cook, who'd been deepfaked to promote a fake investment scam online. And that was quite convincing. I do have a video of that. So this is our Premier, and this is his fake video.
Many have asked why this opportunity wasn't made public earlier. The truth is simple. We took the time to make sure it's safe, transparent, and genuinely effective for Australians. Now I can confidently say it works. Over 1,000 Australians are already using this platform, earning tens of thousands of dollars each month. This isn't speculation. It's verified, proven, and real. With an initial investment of just $400, users are seeing average returns of around $19,200 in their first month.
So, first question on that one. What would someone's first question be with seeing the state premier saying something like that?
You can see his mouth not being
Why would he
synced.
be why would he be
Sorry.
promoting an investment product? Not appropriate.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yep. That's the first red flag, exactly. And like John said, there's a few little glitches in there with the mouth and the hands, but you have to be watching pretty closely for that to sort of flag you. But I think the biggest red flag is the fact that why would the state's premier be putting forward an investment product to the people of Western Australia? That, that's just crazy. So that was the first one. Yeah. There's been others. The fake Navita scam. I haven't read too much about this one, but they deepfaked Jensen Huang and managed to get 100,000 YouTubers to view his event. He went viral. So, and it wasn't really him. So, that was again a crypto scam. So there's a bit of a theme here, isn't there? So there's also an example of a celebrity romance. So this fellow here, I don't know who he is, but General Hospital star, allegedly scammed a woman out of over $80,000 because she thought she was in a relationship with him. So whoever has created this video and has created this persona of him has used some information, so his face, his likeness, and his voice, obviously because he's out in the media. It would be very, very easy to manipulate images and video of people that are online a lot. So that's that's just a common romance scam, but with somebody famous. So the first red flag with that would be, if you're that famous, why do you need money from me? So, there are some common threads here and some common things to think about, but people get caught into the emotion of this because the emotion is built into these AIs so that it pulls you in. And there are scripts that scammers follow, and that would have gone along those lines. Interestingly enough, I've just listened to a podcast called Scam Factory. If anyone is into podcasts, go and have a listen to that one. It's the podcaster interviewed a girl and her family, well, mostly the girl, who are from the Philippines, and they got caught up into a scam factory. They were told it was a legitimate job working for an online casino, and they basically were people smuggled across the border into Myanmar and put into this scam factory. And the guilt that has come out of this from the people that were doing the scamming, because they were forced in there by these big like the Chinese crime gangs and the Russian mafia and all of that sort of stuff. But definitely have a listen to it. It's very insightful. But there's a script, and it is well studied and researched on how to get people to do things that they might not necessarily have ordinarily have done. So, yeah. Okay. There's also all the health claims, fake doctors, etc. So I think we saw one of those earlier. So this one, I can send these links to anyone who's interested if you wanted to go and do a bit more reading. So these are basically flooding social media platforms with fake claims, with maybe they're actual products, but they don't have any actual scientific proven results, etc. So, and of course, there's also the political deepfakes, and they've been around for a long while. So in 2025, many AI created election videos, especially in Singapore, apparently, spread misleading political content or creating alternative narratives. You kind of have to wonder what's going on in the States at the moment. Is this part of that or is it not? So, yeah. Does anyone have any questions so far? So there is a quiz here and we're going to have a look and see if we can spot it. So we'll go with the general consensus. So picture of Elon Musk and Mary Berra, who runs rival car firm GM Motors, got 14 million views, but is it real or is it fake? So thumbs up for real, thumbs down for fake. Fake, fake. Fake, fake. Okay, so we'll go fake and say, yep, it was fake. So it was posted to Twitter as a joke, creating the impression that the two CEOs were together. Sign that it was created by AI are the hands in the picture. So like I said, hands are still posing a problem for AI. So that's your first spot to go and have a look at usually. Rightio. So some of Paris Hilton's 24 million followers on Instagram were skeptical about the authenticity of this picture of the reality star with Britney Spears. Is it real or is it fake? Thumbs up for real, down for fake. Fake. Okay, so Sally thinks it's real. So everyone else thinks it's fake, so we'll go fake. No, it's a real one. So this is a real picture Paris took with Britney. However, as it was blurry, she used an AI app to remove the blur, which also might have removed part of the image, such as Britney's necklace. So can you see here that her necklace is missing a part? So, yeah. So it's kind of real, like it's real-ish. Right.
Enhanced with AI. Yes.
Yeah.
It's Julie here. Is there any way you can actually make it larger for me? I have low vision.
Yep. Is that
Thank you
better?
very much. Yeah,
No
I would give it a
worries.
go.
So, is this photo of Pope Francis real or has it been made by AI? Up for real, down for fake. Up for real. Okay, everyone thinks, oh, there's a few that are on the fake train. So let's go, this is real. Yes, it's a real photo. The wind lifted his mantle as he delivered a speech in Philadelphia in 2015. Whilst AI-generated photo fakes of the Pope have been trending online recently, this is not one of them. This one is, though. Can you see him in his white puffer? Papal puffer. Say that 3 times fast. Right. Next. So this is the Meta CEO, Mark Zuckerberg, got 1.1 million views on Twitter, but is it real or has it been made by artificial intelligence? I don't know the answers to these. They've put new ones in since I checked this out last week. So fake. Sally thinks it's fake. Anyone else? Yeah, Stephen thinks it's fake. Bruce thinks it's fake. All right, we'll see. Let's go. Fake. Yes, it is fake. Although very realistic, it was generated by AI and posted to Twitter alongside a number of AI-generated photos of the CEO. Zuckerberg, who usually wears plain outfits, is seen in these images wearing bright and shiny clothes unlike himself. So if you didn't know that about him, you might think, oh yeah, that looks real. Anyway, next. Right, is this a real video? This TikTok appearing to show Tom Cruise has over 20 million views. Is it real or has it been made by AI? Let's watch it and see.
You know, I get my eyebrows done. But first, I get my hair cut.
Real or fake? Fake? Anyone else want to? Or everyone thinks it's fake? Jen thinks it's real. Rightio. So we're going to go fake.
No, I agreed that it was fake.
Oh, right. Yep. That one is fake. So can you see 20 million viewers watch that? So it's so easy for that misinformation to spread so quickly. So it is a deep fake created using AI to show someone saying or doing something they didn't do. So this is from a TikTok account called Deep Tom Cruise, where not only does actor Miles Fisher appear to be Tom Cruise, but he also acts as the Hollywood star. It's hard to tell what is a deep fake and what is real, but if you pay close attention, some of the Tom Cruise fakes will glitch in certain parts. But again,
I thought he looked too young.
Yeah, well, Hollywood, you know.
Chelsea's a curse.
Yes. Is this photo of Kim Kardashian real or has it been made by AI? I don't even know who she might be with there. What do we think? Real, fake? Real? Okay, Julie thinks that one's real. Sally, no. Stephen's on the fence. John's real. Rightio. So we'll go real.
Kardashian's fake, but the image may or
Yes. Well, that's very, very true. Yes, that is a real photo. And it is taken at a Dolce & Gabbana event. Whilst it had been edited before it was posted to Insta, the photo has not been generated or altered by AI. So, very good. Right, video of President Joe Biden, or has it been made by artificial intelligence? Okay, watching closely.
Social workers, the kids who have been abandoned. Maybe worst of all, we send you out to do your job on the streets flooded with weapons of war.
Fake, John thinks. Julie thinks fake. Sally thinks fake. Everyone's on the fake train. David, you're not sure? Right. Incorrect. It is a real video posted by the Democratic Party, but many people falsely claimed it was a deep fake, with some claiming that the video was suspicious because he doesn't blink. But that wouldn't prove the video was a deep fake.
His lips
A longer
weren't in
version
sync
has...
either. His lips
Sorry?
weren't in sync. His lips weren't in sync either.
Yeah,
No,
that might.
quite often happens.
Yeah, and that could.
That could be an internet problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't sound like his voice either.
No.
Too smooth.
So, rightio, next one. This is a photo of the arrest of former President Trump, which got 6.4 million views. Is it real or has it been made by AI? Fake. Sally thinks it's fake. John thinks it's fake. Yeah, Bruce is on the, everyone's basically on the fake train. Rightio. Fake news. Yep, it is fake news. It was widespread, but many fake pictures were published on social media. Strong signs of fake image are unnatural skin tones. Well, I'm not saying anything. And blurred out features. In this image, Trump's hair and an officer's face appears blurred. I mean, a lot of that could be explained by shaky vision, and not everyone's put their camera on 4K setting, etc. So this could go either way. So, you know, we got 6 out of 8. Very good. So that just goes to show how challenging it can be for us all to spot those. So some of the good tips are unnatural facial movements or blinks, mouth doesn't quite match the words, which we picked up on. Weird shadows, too smooth a skin tone. I think Jen picked that one out with Tom, so, you know, definitely younger than he actually is. Backgrounds that seem a bit weird, flickery, and odd lighting or jerky head or hand movements. One of the things that we can do with our students is get them to stop and ask questions on everything that they see. Who posted it? Do you know the person that posted it? Do you trust that they do their own research? Is it coming from the original source? And can I do a quick search and confirm with legitimate news sources? So I would look at things like the ABC, maybe Channel 7, Channel 9 and 10, but I would be checking like your standard broadsheet newspapers and the ABC to verify those things. So there's another great site if you find something in your social feed that I've used for years to verify anything that I'm not sure of, called Snopes. Has anyone else heard of Snopes before? Yeah, they're a great one. So you can pop your information up the top and it will tell you if it's seen anything like it. And they've got legitimate fact checkers there that will come and either put your mind at rest or confirm that it might be legit. So has anyone else got any other resources that they use to spot scams and things online like Snopes? No? Okay. Rightio. So now it's time for sharing. Have you had a video with you that you've seen lately that you're not sure, that you've spotted as a fake? Jump in and take your mics off mute and let us know. Have any of your members been coming to you with stuff or that they're not sure of?
There's a whole thing in family history circles where we can now animate photos of our ancestors, and a concern that future generations will see those animated photos and think they're live videos. So we're spreading the message in that circle about you have to label things as AI generated.
Yep, that's a good one.
There's also some mechanism whereby prospective employers can check through work applications to see if, you know, they've been AI generated and whether the qualifications and everything are legitimate as well.
Yeah, doing your research. Stephen.
A program put out by NHK, the Japanese National News Service, about a family in America whose son was shot in 2018 at a high school shooting, and they were employing companies to produce an AI version of their son, trying to fine-tune the movements, the facial expressions, the language that he would use, and putting that out as a campaign against gun ownership in America. So it just seemed to be, to me anyway, a potential positive use of that technology, albeit a bit weird. Part of me was thinking, well, this is really creepy, but if there's someone who's been killed able to talk and engage in a conversation with other people about that, that's, yeah, I don't know.
Look, Deborah and I
and
also, Jen,
sorry, go on.
Are on the AI bandwagon. We love it. So there's obviously some great things that can be done, but I think that bull dust filter needs to be reinforced in us all the time. You know, they generally capture us when we're busy, mindlessly scrolling, and that's when the misinformation sort of starts to set in, and engaging with those sorts of things just brings more of that stuff into your algorithm. So being aware of that and sharing this information with your learners and your members is the first step, I think, at getting everybody to just stop and critically think. Sorry, Jen, I interrupted you.
No, I was just going to mention another aspect that had a positive outcome was in the case of missing people. And, you know, you can use or can be used by AI to age them and then put their photo out so that people might recognise them now. They don't recognise them when they were missing at age 15, and you don't know what they look like now that they're grown up. And I have heard of some success with a few like that.
Well, that's good. Excellent. So,
So I've got one. So Norton has something called Genie, and that's like a scam detector, sort of it's an app for the phone, and they have a website. I've tried it a couple of times. You can paste your email in or particular thing you want to check on, and it'll do a bit of analysis of it and give you an opinion on whether it is or not. I found it a bit sort of uncertain a lot of the time, but it's always good to help you pause a bit and have a think and get some input from something else or someone else. So that's one that I have used before. And my other one that I use is anything where I go, oh, wow. But as soon as I have that reaction, I go, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah. And I think that's the hard part. We need to keep encouraging people to stop and go, okay, where's this coming from? Do I trust the source? How can I fact check if it is? And by equipping people with those resources, we're going to go a long way to stamping out. I mean, the fact that some of those fake videos and photos have had tens of millions of views, you know, and you don't know what those tens of millions of people have done with that information. So, you know, I'm quite forlorn at the moment about all the horrible stuff in the world and watching the news. I think I'm going to have to stop myself watching the news. It's quite depressing. And I just wonder if we all sort of stepped back and thought, well, there's an angle on everything. I studied journalism at uni millions of years ago, and 101, is it balanced? And I'm sitting there watching the news these days, and it's not. There's so much bias creeping in, and I'm really worried about where we're headed as a society. And so, you know, just being able to step back from everything and go, well, actually, we need to keep those critical thinking skills active so that we can look at things and make our own decisions based on what we know. And if we can help people to do that more, then I think we're on the right track as ASCCA clubs and digital mentors. So, yeah. Anyone else?
Natika, could we not be using things like ChatGPT to put in, you know, websites that we're concerned about, or, you know, anything? I mean, what's people's experience of using AI to validate or invalidate other things they're concerned about?
Yeah, that's right. And with the research models these days, you can ask it and force the ChatGPT or Perplexity or Gemini or any of those AIs to go and research and find you sources for where they're finding that information about this. So generally, I mean, Snopes would be a great one because they're sort of doing that already, but they've got human fact checkers as far as I'm aware. But guaranteed, if there's something fake out online, there'll be some chatter about it somewhere, and the research mode of AI should be able to find that much quicker than you could with just a couple of Google searches. So yeah, that's a great idea, Sally, asking your AI to spot its own. Anyone else got any other tips and tricks that they use?
No. I think, as you said, the idea of critically examining something or approaching everything through a skeptical viewfinder and then deliberately, intently, methodically going through a critical examination of it, is a really useful skill. I'm not sure how widespread it is.
Yeah, I think it's becoming a very endangered skill. You know, and I think it's up to us to just keep talking about that. And I mean, my husband was a police officer for 20 years, and so I'm quite skeptical with everything I see or hear anyway. So if you can channel your inner copper's wife, then, you know, that might help. So, yeah, just making sure that you sort of take a step back. But they're very clever in making sure that they capture you when you're not fully alert and paying attention. So being aware of that, it's the same as your social media algorithm, right? Someone posted something the other day and they said, I was thinking about this. I didn't search for it. I didn't ask for it. I didn't do anything online about it. Then all I did was think about it. And then all of a sudden it's in my feed. And there's obviously behavioral patterns that the algorithm has recognized and gone, this person might be looking for a new dog bed or something. So, you know, those are the sorts of things that the algorithm is if you know that it's doing that and you can accept that, then it's a great thing because you're getting what you need. But if you're not aware of that, it can be quite manipulative. So, yeah.
It's Julie here. I logged into a online course that came through an email from Services New South Wales probably 5 months ago, and it's going through the Microsoft learning system, but you go into the Institute of Applied Technology and they have what they call a TAFE store. Anyway, one of their things was digital intelligence. And it gave you more the scientific type background of how the algorithms are created, the different levels, you know, the basic one of where a human feeds the information in and it only uses that. And then there was the next one where it starts to learn. And there was the different levels. Mind you, I can't remember all the names, but as you go through it, you do a short quiz after each bit, so that you can check yourself. And if you don't get it right, you do it again. Like I say, it's bit too easy at points, but you can go back and review it all again too as well. Mind you, at the end they even send you a certificate, but you don't get the certificate till you do the survey.
Very good.
But
Very good.
I think it's a pre-learner for people to decide whether they want to go into those careers related to the Microsoft company. There's one in there on cloud computing. I've selected that to do that, and you have 4 or 5 months to do them in. There was 5 altogether. So it's something to just for knowledge. Where we could learn the terminology. That was the big thing, the terminology. But yeah, I had a go at it, and I will probably review it and do it again as I'm learning. I've also enrolled in a lecture at Parramatta Library next month. It goes over 4 different days, but it's a 1-day session 4 times. And the beginning is mentoring with AI. So I'm hoping to learn a little bit more about that. I did manage to get a booking on the 18th, but I believe it's all booked out now. But that'll be interesting to run through. It's all one more source of knowledge, to be honest. But the one through the store TAFE, I recommend just having a look in your own time, if nothing else, to learn the terminology.
Sure. If you could flick that through to me, Julie, and then I can send it out to everyone in that email with the other links, that would be amazing.
Yep, will do.
Lovely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What will this make you do with your clubs? Are you already doing something like this, talking about these things in your clubs, or and how's that going? John, you said yes, so John Rose.
I think I'll write an article for our next newsletter, our club newsletter, about this.
Sorry, go ahead, Deborah.
No, that's it.
Is that something you can share when you've written it, Deborah, so we can use it for our newsletter as well?
Sure, always happy to share.
Yeah, we're doing a forum on scams, and this would be a good introduction to it, your video.
I will
Thank you.
make, yeah, I'll put that out for everyone at the end of this. So yeah, I think we want to create that opportunity for the clubs to be able to use this resource to go and share with their members, but also to help keep those conversations going, because I think that's the important part, because the scammers are not going to stop. They're only going to be knuckling down and getting more insidious, but they're following a tried and tested script on things. So, you know, it's just going to be strengthened with AI, unfortunately. So it's on us to be even more alert and talking about these things with everyone. So it's about keeping it front of mind so that it's constantly in our thought patterns. This might not be real. This might not be real. So yeah. Excellent.
Hi, it's Julie here again. I'm having trouble finding the main link to that email, but I will try and find it when we're finished here and email it to you.
That'd be great. Thanks, Julie.
But
and so it was explaining the algorithms and different types of.
It was AI, but there's 5 different lessons of different technology related subjects. Some of them were very business related, but I'll keep looking for the right link.
All right.
But originally it came through the Service New South Wales newsletter. That's where I got the link originally from.
Okay.
And speaking of scams, there used to be a little black book of scams that was put out by the government, and I've just Googled it, and the last one was produced in 2024. I'm thinking that perhaps they haven't updated it because they can't keep up with it. But that also is a good little resource for clubs, because there's a lot that you sort of overlook or forget about, and it reminds everybody. And being 2024, it's not all that old, so they might, hopefully they're doing a reprint, but it's a handy little thing for members in clubs to have.
Yeah.
See you, John.
Your state-based consumer protection organisation, well, that's where our little book of scams comes from in WA. So I would encourage your learners and your members to check out those resources as well in your own states and territories.
It actually comes from ACCC. I rather think lots of and scamwatch.gov.au, ACCC, and different universities, and I think that they might use the same one.
Okay, I'll put those Scam Watch. So I'll put those. Does everyone already know about those resources, or do I need to pop those in there as well? Just a thumbs up if you know about them. Yeah. Okay. Mike.
Sorry. Just the National Cybersecurity Alliance in the US is doing Data Privacy Week this week. And they did children's privacy this morning. What you were talking about there, they were mentioning the use of AI bots to do job interviews, and talking about, how do you get children to appreciate the need for privacy and so on. And if anybody's interested, if you look at Stay Safe Online on YouTube, all their videos go up there. But a very interesting one was privacypleasebook.com, which is a picture book for 4 to 6 year old children to introduce them to the need for privacy and why they should be looking at it. And I mean, the book is available, I think, as far as I can work out, Australian dollars, it's about $30 worth for a 30-page book. But anyway, it is what it is. But it seems to be very good. And if you go to privacypleasebook.com, they have a lot of resources there that you can use talking to children about privacy. And might I dare say talking to adults as well. Yeah, that's been a very interesting conjunction between the AI side and privacy side.
Yeah, that's it. I think it's becoming. I heard something on the news the other morning about putting emojis on your kids' faces isn't enough to protect their images online, etc. these days. It's about what's in the background as much as anything, what logos are on shirts and what landmarks people might be able to see. It's becoming increasingly easy to find where an image has been taken using reverse image searches and artificial intelligence adding to that. So
the emoji one to mask the face specifically came up this morning too.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's Julie here. One of the schools in Sydney, one of the private schools that was on the news this morning, they're removing all images of students from anywhere and everywhere to stop them being used in the wrong places. So they're starting to
we
change
had the
things.
same. Yeah, one of the schools here in Perth is doing the same. So sorry, Bev, you have your hand up.
Yeah, hi to everyone. Look, I just wanted to ask Julie if she had to pay for those TAFE courses.
No, they were all free. And it comes up in the end as this store training at tafenewsouthwales.edu.au. And like I say, it seems to be all related that Microsoft has put it there for us to learn from. And
okay, thanks, Julie.
If anyone hangs on to them for that long.
So I've just asked my little friend ChatGPT, and short or micro-credential courses, machine learning algorithms, IAT Digital. That's by IAT New South Wales. Introduction to Artificial Intelligence.
Yeah, that was one.
Non-technical. Non-technical micro skill. TAFE New South Wales store. Okay, let me see if I can get the link from that for you.
That's it.
Yeah, I've done a couple of those and they're quite good.
Yeah, so they're at times the terminology is a bit not what I'm used to, but it's really good to hear it because I'm getting used to it.
Yep, and that one's coming up as a free one. So
yep, they are. There's five there. It tells you it takes 2 hours, but I don't know how you went, David, but it took me more than 2 hours. I went back and forwards to it. Because there's video links within the lessons that if you look at those, they run for 20 minutes each.
Yeah.
So it does take more than 2 hours if you do it properly.
Yep. Excellent. Well, hopefully that TAFE New South Wales site will be where you can just do a bit of research and find what you need in there. So very good. Excellent. Anything else? Very good. If anyone is in WA, we've got more digital mentor training coming up. I'll be in Northam in a couple of weeks' time, if anyone knows where that is, and then Ravensthorpe in early March. So looking to head back to the goldfields. So if you know people who might be interested in supporting older people to embrace technology and they're in the goldfields or in the southwest or south coast area of WA or even in the wheat belt, or anywhere in WA or the Northern Territory, send them to us.
Natika, why can't you run online training so that for everybody on the East Coast there can be
I can.
some training offered?
Yeah, so our Be Connected focus this year is for WA and the Northern Territory, but I am going to do an online version of the digital mentor training. So, and this is part of what Be Connected is providing. So it's me providing these sorts of catch-ups for our mentors, etc. So but you can sneak
between
in on
and even if there was something that was recorded, so that if you get a new tutor on board, you can actually direct them to a pre-recorded training that they can just watch to give them something to get them going, would be actually really helpful, I think.
So Be Connected have a lot of those resources on there. So they have got a half-hour video on their in their resource library about what is a digital mentor.
Right.
So yeah, I can find the link for that as well. Excellent.
Right. Thank you, Natika, for all you do for us.
Most welcome.
Absolutely.
Thanks for hanging out with me.